Daniel gets us underway. This is a decent vantage point from the EFL cameraman, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's a good view. I think a lot of the times, like Brozone and stuff like that, where they watch games back from this camera angle, but it's good for us, certainly back here at the Stadium of Light.
Our studio, broom cupboard.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, you know, I mentioned it there where I felt like we've been a little bit lethargic in moving the ball round at the back with lacking tempo, really. Are they going to change that this afternoon, coming up against the side, as I said, who've moved the ball really well, usually play with a good bit of tempo, get after sides, certainly at home as well.
Yep, high press, possession. That's what Liam Manning likes from his sides. This is Luke O'Nien trying to get out. Good support there if he needs it. I think it's Enzo Lafay back there, helping out. That's a deep roll again. We saw him in as he came off the bench last week, but now Sunderland on the attack with Dan Neil, options left and right. Tommy Watson to the left, who's now brought into play. Back across. Chris Rigg crossed his lines.
Yeah, promising, wasn't it? Counter-attack there. I think initially Enzo done well, helping out at the back. Looked like he'd give the ball away, but they steal it in the middle of the park. Dan Neil drives forward, out to Tommy Watson. Gets away from him slightly and just cuts it back there. It's just ahead of Chris Rigg, goes with his left foot, and then I think he almost plays it off his opposite foot, doesn't he? See here now, goes with the left there. And then as he tries to, just toes it with his left onto his right. Every player's done that. It gets a bit of an ole and a cheer from the crowd, doesn't it? So yeah, promising counter-attack for Sunderland, didn't make the most of it.
Viner trying to make way, but Sunderland get it back. Chris Rigg, Enzo Lafay. It's an absolute pleasure to watch. We've only been playing 2 minutes, but I've already seen
just calmness about him, hasn't he? Yeah.
Yelda did have that 100% record of not being beaten when on the pitch for Sunderland this season. That, of course, went with the defeat to Swansea.
Yeah, but another opportunity for him from the start this afternoon, isn't it? But he came in for a couple of games, didn't he? And then picked up his injury with Dennis being out as well.
Good indications that Dennis Serkin's going to be back soon with the squad. That's good.
As mentioned, you see Bristol City preferred 3-4-3 formation. These three centre-backs here just trying to bait Sunderland into pressing.
This is Cameron Pring. Forward from Viner. Enzo Lafay. Dan Neil's on the ball for Sunderland. Just map him.
Good possession early on for Sunderland. Saying that's the key. I mentioned the formation they're set up, and again this afternoon it's a bit of cat and mouse out on the flanks when you're in these formations. Who goes to press their wing back, and then their wing back has to put a shift in, getting up and down, trying to cover both Tommy Watson and Yelda on that far side, and Trey Hume, Patrick Roberts down below us.
Nyan, nice touch there. Bristol City come away with it. Mackie Wells just held up.
Loose pass. Corner away, loose pass. Bristol City.
Well, early opportunity for Sunderland. Not worry about that, Liam Manning.
Yeah, I'd say coming into it, yes, we want a performance from a Sunderland point of view, but the pressure's all on Bristol City, really, isn't it? They know they've got to go and get a result. Say teams just in behind them. There's a cluster of them looking to get into those playoff positions. Loaded at the back of the 6-yard box, Sunderland here. 5 Paisley shirts. In behind Max O'Leary.
Ollie Langford, the referee, wasn't happy about where the corner was going to be taken from. Now it arrives. Trey Hume arriving at the back post is an important touch there from the Bristol City player. He's gone for the corner. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good touch, isn't it? Yeah, Trey Hume
complaining about there.
Getting in round the back. Deep corner from Enzo Lafay.
It's Rob Dickey's head, is it? No. George Tanner it was. Another corner. And another deep one. This time it bypasses everyone.
Yeah. Possibly had a look at, isn't it? Say both corners load in the back of the 6-yard box. So drop it past the goalkeeper. Just a fraction too much on that one. But I think he would certainly be happy with the start this afternoon compared to where we were last weekend against Swansea. Swansea were out the blocks.
Yeah, they were. Nine goes across but doesn't get there. There's a possible opportunity now for Naki Wells, who goes down. Referee's called a free kick and just sent him off.
Bristol City players get round the referee.
Trey Hume sent off in 6 minutes.
It's one of those, isn't it? I seen one last night in the Man United game accident where they run behind, accidentally clip their legs and they go down. It's the first ball, isn't it? Luke O'Nien doesn't deal with it. He gets bumped off it by Naki Wells, and you just see it there. Trey's trying to get round him the other side, just a little clip on his leg, and then that forces the player then for their legs to tangle together. But you see the Bristol City players straight away, they're around the ref, asking for the red card, and Trey Hume gets his marching orders. Just over 5 minutes gone, Sunderland down to 10 men.
Well, a long way to go with 10 men. He'll have a suspension as well.
Yeah.
Probably won't be as severe.
It's just a one-game ban, is it possibly? Yeah. Losing who Trey's been arguably our best player, hasn't he? Certainly in the last couple of months as well, contributing at both ends of the pitch.
Is that the right call from the referee?
I just have to see it back again because I focused on the contact, but whether Luke O'Nien's going to get back in, I mean, he's sort of wide, isn't he, towards the edge of the 18-yard box-ish. Maybe he'll argue my next touch is going to be a strike on goal.
He's probably not going to score from there.
Yeah. But what they've done well, the players, I said we didn't do it last week with the penalty. I know you can say this. Get round the ref, yeah.
Well, we're going to survive this as well. A shot comes in, and that was nearly in as well from Joe Williams.
Yeah, looking for his first goal of the season, isn't he, Joe Williams? In the middle of the park. Not a great free kick, and as it comes back to him, not a bad strike. It's just curving away, isn't it, from that left-hand side post as we look at it. I think Anthony Patterson, give him credit, has got it covered.
Well, Watford are beating Burnley. The first goal of the 3 PMs. Sunderland have given themselves an uphill task down at Ashton Gate. Coventry's good form continues. They're beating West Brom. Big game that.
Just have a little look now when it zooms back out at the shape, what's happened at the back.
What would you do? Because we haven't got full backs at the best of times.
No, exactly. Yeah, I think Luke has moved across. I'm not sure if we've gone to a 3 at the moment. I think it just looks like that back 3, and Patrick's had to drop in. You see a little bit deeper down below us.
Yeah, looks to be the case for now.
Right back.
Here comes Jason Knight, the captain.
Just defensively, you've got Joe Anderson on the bench there, haven't you? You could drop him in at left back and then bump them 3 across. And Chris Metham's out to full back, or Luke.
Drop of a shoulder from Wells, he runs into Dan Neil. It's another free kick. Could Dan Neil do anything about that?
No, listen, it's a free kick. Dan's arguing it, where can I go type of thing, but it is. It just, as it rolls across his body, he plays it. Look there, allows it across Chris Mepham. Then yeah, it's a foul. So Dan's saying I can't go anywhere. Sometimes yes, you can't get there. You've come to get the ball, you haven't quite got there. He's just nipped in a header yet, and it is a free kick. Sunderland fans down there behind that goal don't agree.
Max Bird is there, so is George Earthy. imagine this will be crossed over. Short one. Looped in. Not clear yet as Tanner tries to find Ross McCrory.
Yeah, that was Williams, wasn't it? Again, they work it short. The other free kick wasn't great after the sending off, and that one there, yeah, wasn't great either, was it? A better option, just bending the ball in behind that Sunderland back line, but for a moment Sunderland get a breather, try and reorganise a little bit.
Leo Kielder might have just getting some instructions from the side.
Yeah, you can see them all having a look across. I think it just looks like it's just gone back to a 3 for a moment. You see there, Luke there goes too tight, doesn't need to. Naki Wells, he's not the biggest, he's sort of stockish in his shape, but Luke goes to make the contact there instead of just concentrating on winning the ball. And once he doesn't there, we're out of position. Trey's wrong side. And yes, it's unfortunate, but it is slight coming together, and it's just enough, isn't it?
Forward from Mepham. Probably, they do like the possession, Bristol City. They probably have a little bit more as well.
Just on, I think Dan Neil's gone in at centre back there. You see Luke's come across the full back. Left centre back Dan Neil.
Yes.
Just thinking back last time he dropped in there, Stoke in the FA Cup late on, didn't he?
Sure, the captain Dan Neil will do whatever's required. This is Viner.
It's just a 4-4-1 really, isn't it? See Chris Regan, Lafayette are 2 in there now. Yeah, it's in a game now where you can see they're in discussion there. Michael Proctor, Regis Lebray. You knew coming down there Bristol City like to have possession, so it's going to be a long old afternoon, and it's looking at counter-attacks now, isn't it? And you've still got people up the top end of the pitch with the threat. Tommy Watson, Patrick Roberts and Mayenda all can carry the ball well.
Bristol City moving it on. This is George Earthy on loan from West Ham United. And Pring. Joe Williams. George Tanner. Jason Knight. Dr. Williams moving it around well here, Bristol City. Just waiting for a crack.
Yeah, well, that's why Sunderland just got to be compact, and we've seen sides do it enough to us throughout the course of the season. Just looking for that little threading one, there's the ball now.
Might unlock. There's Chris Regan there, helping out. Thor on the far side, taken quickly. Barrow beating Plymouth Argyle. Big game at both ends of the table, that one.
Yeah, and at the moment, as you say, both Coventry and Middlesbrough just in below. Bristol City winning. I feel this is a big opportunity now, isn't it? Against the Sunderland side coming into it.
What's that do for a manager when you lose a player so early on? It's the kind of game
deflation,
plan out the window.
Exactly that. You've done all your work during the week, haven't you? And you're building into it, and then all of a sudden within 5 minutes you have to change it. But it happens in football, you've got to adjust. And you do enough sessions in training where you work 10v11 sometimes with the man down. You've got to get used to it.
Mayenda. Getting it back as well, Eliza Mayenda for Sunderland. Charging through Eliza Mayenda.
That's good there from Pring, full back. Well, come to this left-hand side, this left wing back, just tucks in, does really well, closes the space. As Mayenda just tries to knock it past. It's Viner, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
See there, and he comes in on the cover, does really well.
Pring inside, and Enzo Lafayette taking matters into his own hands. So
Well.
chasing the ball.
He's done well there, Enzo Lafayette, hasn't he? Just releases from his central midfield position, goes pressing all the way through to the keeper.
forced the pass.
Yeah.
He'll be disappointed, Trey Hume, won't he? He's had some great form of late, and you know, if you see Trey Hume red card on a match report, you think it's going to be a big meaty challenge, and it was just kind of
similar. I think he had one very similar last season, didn't he? Over on the far side, back here at the Stadium of Lights, similar where it was a tangle of legs and picked up a second yellow card. Obviously, that's a straight red this afternoon for him.
It's a victim of the rules, isn't it?
Yeah.
Moved on by Tanner. Zach Viner. One career at Bristol City. A few loans in there as well. Viner. It's back of Pring. Gives him it back. Building up for a cross. Pring. Viner floats one in. McCrory's attacking it.
Yeah, Leo Kjeldin, he gets the run on him, doesn't he? McCrory comes off that far side. Just a little bit flat-footed there, Leo Kjeldin. Got to go and attack the ball. As it comes in, you see he's waiting for it. Doesn't get off the floor. But McCrory doesn't get enough contact on the header. Just glances it past that post.
Right in front of those Sunderland fans who have made the fairly lengthy journey
Long
down
journey,
to
isn't it? Yeah.
Bristol. Well, Portsmouth are beating Norwich. Norwich's season, it's gone to nothing really, hasn't it?
Yeah, strange one, isn't it? We see two of the top three scorers in the division as well.
Yeah, it's probably Sargent, I think, was the better player, even though he hasn't got the numbers of
Sargent,
Sands.
yeah, both of Sands as well, yeah. But shipped too many goals. That's been their problem this season, Norwich.
Leo Kjeldin looking for options from the throw. Enzo Lefebvre goes across, and he's out muscled, and he gets the benefit of the doubt from Oliver Langford. Someone to have a free kick, which should take quickly. When you're out there, Danny, and you go down to 10 men quite early, how do you conserve the energy as the game
Yeah,
goes
that's the
on?
thing. It's just been
Use the
organised.
ball.
Just have a look at this.
Yeah, Eliza
Counter-attack
Mayenda is
here.
going for this. The keeper comes out. He wasn't that convincing. He does do enough.
He does well in the end, doesn't he? Just gets there.
Max O'Leary.
But yeah, I mean, if you look at it, I say there, you've lost the body technically at the top end of the pitch because obviously you drop one down. So you've gone 4-4. You've gone 4-4-1 really, haven't you? So yeah, you're giving up possession, top end of the pitch, but it's still difficult to break down. You've seen it time and time again where a team, if anything, becomes more resolute because you know you're down.
Isn't it,
yeah,
in
it is. But yeah,
harder to break down 10 men.
And you think, listen, lads, we've got to dig in now. You know, it's gone against us. 5 minutes on the clock, and we're a man down. Let's make it difficult. And then their crowd are going to get restless the longer the game wears on if they don't break us down. As you say, these fans here have been up since probably, what, 4 o'clock this morning. Long journey down.
A few of them made the journey last night.
Yeah.
Dan Neil stepping out with it. Good burst from him. Leo Kjeldin. Momentarily dispossessed, but sort of retained possession. Mepham. Touch from Patrick Roberts. 9.
It's good possession from Sutton. You see Bristol City just sat off us a little bit, allowing us to rotate the ball around the back. Sutton will be happy with that. A bit going on there, yeah. Naki Wells involved.
Chris Rigg, right in front of the fourth official as well.
Yeah. Coming together, just like Naki Wells just pushed Chris Rigg away around the head.
Opposite ends of their careers. Naki Wells and Chris Rigg. Wells is 34 now. That's from Rigg. Big crossfield ball from Luke O'Nien, looking to bring Tommy Watson in. Frustrated, but it looked like
it was that block tackle. I think it was Bristol City's ball. Maybe try and kid the ref there, pick the ball up quick. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
This is Cameron Pring, drops it off to Zach Viner. Jason Knight. Pring. Challenger from Patrick Roberts. As the player stays down, he's now back on his feet, George Jerthy. Knight. Pring. Jerthy wants it down the line. Chris Rigg comes across. Sunderland play it out. Nutmeg from Chris Rigg. Can't get it clear. And they come forward. Knight. This is Tanner. Joe Williams. Jason Knight. Goals flying in around the championship. Norwich have got a goal back. Murphy. Knight tries to keep it alive. Pringle cross it in. And the deeper one goes all the way to the edge of the area. Williams. Get back across.
Just trying to work the opening, aren't they? See all 10 players for Sunderland back in there. Elijah Meander, 10 yards from his own box.
Knight allowed to bring it forward. Shoots. And his angle's all wrong.
Yeah, well, there's no real pressure on him. Nobody gets out to him. In the end, I think it's Chris Rigg, the nearest Sunderland player. He just slices it, doesn't he? You see Knight there, takes a couple of touches, and eventually Meander as well, trying to get across.
Bristol was showing their extra man there, but Sunderland were also quite resolute in their defence.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
Outside the area.
Yeah, trying to get the balance between being compact and sitting deep and frustrating them, but at the same time, you know, as I say there, for Meander, go back to the Norwich game where you don't want to see him with his pace 10-15 yards from your own edge of your own box. You want him up on the halfway line, occupying those centre-backs. You know, there's 2 or 3 of them up there, so they've still got bodies back there. So the numerical advantage isn't so much up in the Sunderland half then. And if we do manage to steal possession, can we get him down the channels, running at those centre-backs one-on-one?
O'Nien's only got Roberts there at the moment. Down the line looking for Meander. Does get there, Elijah Meander. Now he's burst inside the box. Elijah Meander pulls one back. He's looking for Roberts there or Watson.
Yeah, Tommy Watson come across from the left-hand side, didn't he? I think Patrick Roberts he's looking for to cut it back. But there we go again, you see. Meander sneaking possession.
Mepham is furious with someone or something. Shouting the ref there? He's fired up. The ball on the pitch here.
Yeah, well, it's coming from Bristol City fans, isn't it? The main stand.
Chris Mepham's gone to the referees, really unhappy about something. I think it was the first throw in he felt it came off a Bristol City player. Restarted here. Sunderland need to switch on. Earthy. Shot from distance! Well, it wasn't too far away.
Yeah, got a bit of an ooh from the crowd, didn't it? Is it Tanner? No, it's not Tanner, is it? Let's put the strike, maybe Rob Dickey. It is Rob Dickey, the big centre-back. Again, similar to Williams' effort earlier on, wasn't it? Drags it past that left-hand side post. But you won't mind that, actually 25 minutes gone. You've been almost 20 minutes with a man down, and the opposition centre-back's pulling the trigger from 30 yards.
Stopped by Luke O'Nien. Williams. McCrory leaves it. This is Williams. McCrory. So then sit back into this block. They need to go and meet the ball though. It's going to be a hard ask all afternoon after losing a man so early, but they're going to have to. McCrory. Knight. Now Pring. Back to Knight. It's been held off by Rig. Dickey. Lots of time for Bristol City here. They're flicking through.
Yeah, that's what they're looking for. The build-up plays either get it out wide and the ball delivered, which Sunderland generally you'd be happy with. I think from our point of view, you fancy your centre-backs to deal with it coming in, those flat balls, or competing with Naki Wells in the middle there. So he's not the biggest and most physical of centre-forwards, but you've got to be switched on for those little clever ones, those little threaded passes, what they're looking for there, Bristol City. Doesn't quite come off on that occasion.
Mayenda flicks it on. Patrick Roberts gets there. Now Rigg. Lovely ball inside. If Lafayette can get there, well, between him and Tommy Watson, none of them do. And that allows Bristol City to come forward. It's Rigg with the challenge. Hjelde has to get there as well. Now Watson. Dispossessed by Williams.
Give it away.
Mayenda gets it back for Sunderland. He's charging forward with it once again. Eliza Mayenda. Roberts just at the bottom of your picture. Gets on the ball. Support coming, but Roberts keeps on going. Left-footed shot. Comes off the Bristol City player, and Sunderland get it back. Only momentarily. I think that's going to be a Bristol throw-in.
See Sunderland, a couple of counter-attacks, haven't they? Again,
Flash,
maybe not making the most of it, but see, Mayenda's stealing the ball again, just inside the Bristol City half, driving forward, just waiting for a little bit of support, wasn't he, from Patrick Roberts. And it's difficult for both Roberts and Tommy Watson because they're going to have to work hard helping out both full-backs. They want to be receiving it and driving the other way.
Pring. Nepham on the slide, doesn't take the ball though. Rigg does. Digs one out, looking for Mayenda. This is Williams. George Tanner. Williams. So they're being patient. Spring gets it back. Wells puts it around Mepham, and then a challenge comes in. A few shots of handball as Dan Neil as it clears it towards Eliza Mayenda, gets his body there.
Lucky there, yeah, he done really well, got the jumping, didn't he? But so the Bristol City player just takes it off his toe. Viner it was.
They're making this extra play count, Bristol City, but they're just not doing anything with the ball.
No, I was getting to, I'm just thinking with Elijah Mayenda, you see how the three centre, because they've got the three centre backs and they're split really wide, 20-30 yards apart, and then you've got Dickey through the middle. I just say to Mayenda, just come and sit 20 yards where he is now in there off the middle centre back, and if we nick it into his feet, yes, you've got Williams and Knight who are sort of in there now trying to get on possession as they are, looking for those little passes, but on the turnovers into Mayenda, drive forward, yeah, one-on-one with Rob Dickey, the centre back in the middle.
Pring, forward ball for Earthy, it's gone for a corner. Looking to take it quickly, he has done as well, and the ball's bobbling through. Cleared by O'Nien as we approach the half-hour mark. Knight. Earthy. Williams. This is Viner. Williams gets it back. Just trying to unlock that Sunderland back line, and they can't. And Mayenda has it. And he's come out with the ball, and Elias Mayenda has put the afterburners on. Mayenda, he might be in here.
He's in.
He
there you go.
Elias
There
Mayenda!
you go. Well, do you know what? He gets one or two little bobbles there into his path, but fair play. He carries it up the top end of the pitch. As I mentioned there, on the counter-attack, those Sunderland fans are up. And Sunderland are in front.
Well, you just mentioned it, Danny. If he was to get the ball in that position and charge forward with it, he could be in with a chance. He didn't just take the chance, he's done brilliant.
Those two dive in there, don't get it, and then he's onto the middle centre-back, isn't he? And they're trying to get back in. He hasn't got too much support. Tommy Watson outside in there, he can feed it into him now, but then he just does enough. Last one there, is it Knight? Yes, Knight, isn't it, here? Feels he's going to make the foul if he tries to step across him, and then just passes it back into the corner where he's come from. Lovely composed finish. Elias Mayenda, and I said earlier, he always has moments in the game. Well, that's a big moment, and he's got his side in front.
I can watch this all day, Danny. It's absolutely brilliant from Elias Mayenda.
Yeah, see Viner there, he thinks, I've got him in a good position. He doesn't want to go on his right foot. There's a couple of little step overs, and he just chops in between Viner and Jason Knight trying to get back in, the skipper. And he gets it onto his favoured left foot, and he almost just passes it, doesn't he, back into the corner from which he's come from.
Well, Bristol City have had all of the ball, Sunderland down to 10 men, but the scoreline is what counts. Bristol City 0, Sunderland 1, thanks to Elias Mayenda, with the goal which started well within his own half. Those Sunderland fans behind the goal there really enjoyed it. They enjoyed it back here at the Stadium of Light.
Yeah, and just get frustrated now, won't they, the home fans in there. You see it's not quite happening, and Sunderland have been deep, and then you've got to soak it up, man down.
Tactical fingers unsure there from the coaches.
Yeah. But as I say there, when you win it, and I said we've got players who can hurt them, and they know what he's about now, Elias Mayenda. He's quick, he puts the fear in defenders. You can see Viner, by the time he engages him on the halfway line, he doesn't want to step in and commit. Drops off all the way into his own box, hoping that his midfielders can get back in and help him out, and they can't in time. And he punishes them.
Watson can find Mayenda with holder player. Now Pring. Knight. Again, Bristol having possession in this section of the park. Not doing any damage with it though, are they, Danny? Just watch how this develops. This is Williams. Watson's trying to get it back. Pop through. Crawley. Can't clear the lines at the moment. Oh, I think there's a touch there.
Yeah.
Something throw right in the corner.
Yeah, they've got to try and mix it up. As you say, they're looking for those little cute threaded passes, but then you see that ball out wide, but they're not getting numbers into the box. You see Naki Wells, although Dan Neal's gone back in there, and Chris Mepham, bigger players really, you know. So you fancy them to deal with it. Of course, sometimes you get a ball whipped in and it's quality on it, and Naki Wells is a good finisher at this level. But they've got midfielders there who've got to be making the box and getting bodies in there. Bristol City.
Well, if you want to have your say in the post-game programme, as ever, and tell us where you're watching in from around the world, use the hashtag #Danny. Of course, last weekend was International Fans Day, so we were very happy and interested to see where you're watching around the world. We'll do that again, why not? That's what you think about Elias Mayenda's goal as well. Fantastic stuff. Knight. Roberts just hassling him a little bit. Knight again. Drury. Loops one in. Nine's underneath the first one. Comes back. Dan Neil gets something on it. Mayenda. Drury. Past Tommy Watson. Heading to Williams. Knight on the edge. Just moves it past Roberts, and an opportunity perhaps. Great save! The second one! Offside!
Earthy wags the finger, doesn't it, the linesman?
Great save from Anthony
Yeah,
Patterson.
they just worked it, and then eventually get a little bit of space edge of the box. Decent strike, and Anthony Patterson makes the save with the first one. It drops down to George Earthy, who pokes it home. Let's have a look back. Yes, he is offside. It's a good call, and then Dan Neil eventually steps the other side of him, but once the strike comes in, he is offside. Good flag from the linesman.
Assistant Mark Stevens on the other end. After the snooker going on at the moment.
Right on cue, wasn't he?
Oh, terrible. O'Neill looking for Eliza Mayenda.
Flag stayed down.
Yeah, it has, but I don't think you get
there.
there.
Yeah, I think centre back on the far side. Stayed in.
He's causing problems again.
Yeah. Just getting the ball to him, isn't it? As I say, on those opportunities. And their centre backs then, although they've got the licence to go and step into our half, almost where the referee is now, they'll be a little bit cautious of doing so with the amount of grass in behind them when he picks the ball up.
Important touch from Chris Mepham. So he just make a step forward, but Knight able to play the ball forward himself. Now Wells. Tim shot really.
Yeah, well, it opens up, and we're just getting a little bit deep in there. Just keep an eye on it. We've got 4 or 5 shirts in there. We can bump other players on for me. You see in the middle there, we've got 2 or 3 not doing anything, just almost congesting it in our 18-yard box. Somebody's got to release there because we're going to get a little bit deep, and then it's going to open up for them for 5-10 yards to keep pulling the trigger from the edge of the box.
Who's the personnel to do that? As the likes of
Chris
Mepham and Luke O'Neill to tell
yeah,
them?
yeah, they've got to bump them on. Enzo's in there, you see, standing around it. Go and put pressure on the ball. We can do that job. And you've got to be brave now. They've got to go man for man at times, and you can't have Chris Rigg because they're having to cover a lot of ground, shuffling side to side, burning the legs. They've got to do their jobs then, be brave one-on-one. You know, as good as Naki Wells is, he's not really going to run away from them. He's not Elijah Mayenda. You haven't got an absolute flyer at the top end of the pitch to worry about.
Pring steps on this and moves over the halfway line.
It's good from Chris Rigg.
Yeah,
He's not there yet.
Want to meet him. Crawley. Williams. An opportunity here, perhaps, if he can shape up, but it's kind of
Pring, isn't it? Yeah, on his left foot.
Luke O'Neill goes with him.
Does enough in the end. Yeah, he gets tight. We see as it's fizzed into his feet. They actually had an overload. Far post, he could have rolled it into him. Tries to get a yard. Yeah.
By the time he shoots, Pring.
Luke just does enough.
Marshall's
Give him a yard.
Pompey have got another goal away at Norwich City. They're doing their best to stay in the division.
I'm just thinking as well, obviously we talk about Patrick not really playing 3 games in a week, and whether Regis and the staff might assess it and think maybe bring him at half time. No reflection on his performance, but he won't enjoy this game, Patrick, now, because you can see he's having to work back. He wants to be getting the ball driving up the pitch. Maybe bring an Alan Brown on, or someone who's going to put a sort of a dogged shifting out there on the flank, getting up and down really, and save Patrick maybe for Blackburn on Monday.
I think there's a foul given against him for pulling on Luke O'Nine's shirt, which I'm sure Anthony Patterson will take his time over. Minutes to go until half time. Strange old first half.
It has been, hasn't it? Yeah, we've had to soak a lot of the ball up, but the important stat is that one in the top left-hand side of the screen there. Sunderland in front, clean sheet intact. 5 minutes before the break.
Loose ball in midfield picked up by Bristol City, and then it's Chris Rigg who pickpockets them. Yeah, they're looking for Watson. This is Williams. Knight. He's probably had the ball more than everyone.
Yeah, he has, yeah. Him and Williams in there, the two of them just getting in these positions, looking for those little threaded passes. So it's difficult.
Yeah,
so you're happy with that from our point of view. It's forced, isn't it, from Jason Knight. You see the frustration from Naki Wells.
Naki Wells celebrated Trey Hume's red card as
like
if it was
he'd scored
a goal.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah.
He'll not be celebrating if it stays like this. It's up to him and his teammates to do something with the ball when they have it. High on. By Bristol City head, and so someone thrown the far side as Blackburn Rovers take the lead against Alex Neil's Millwall.
Yeah, Millwall trying to squeeze in, aren't they? A couple of good results recently.
Sunderland, of course, playing Blackburn on Monday. Back here at the Stadium of Light, Bank Holiday Monday, 3 p.m. kick-off for that one. It's a busy Easter weekend. And Zola Fair. For Mayenda. It's met by Rob Dickey. Helps it forward.
Offside.
Naki Wells.
Yeah, even for Enzo coming in with his first start in a while, isn't it? He's thinking, oh, I'll enjoy this today, try and get on the ball. And other than that, there we haven't seen him since the first couple of minutes, have we? Where he's another one who's having to do the dirty side of the game, working in there with Chris Rigg, covering some ground.
Goes through for Mayenda. Dickey was there to read it. Got a bit narrow, haven't they, Bristol
They have,
City?
yeah. I think in here now you see Pring on there, and both their wing backs push them really high, wouldn't you? Try and force Patrick Roberts back and almost turn us into a back five. And then their centre backs have got to be brave then and step in. They've got three out there. He might even look at maybe bringing one off at the break, putting on another sort of midfielder or attacking player just in the pocket. Someone like Scott Twine, who's good in those positions, set pieces as well.
He's good, isn't he?
I'm sure he's thinking about that Manning going into the break.
That's Bird. Knight. Back to Bird. Thinks about the cross. Now delivers one. Clips one in nicely for McCrory. A bit of a coming together.
Yeah.
Mepham who stays down.
I think he just gets a touch on it, Chris Mepham, onto McCrory coming off the far side. But again, it's out of the picture now, but Spillows, we've got to open ourselves up there, see where he comes from. There comes across, we've got Dan Neil and Leo Kjelde. Open yourself up, see him come in, he gets the run on him, goes past the two of them to get into Chris Mepham.
Burnley have equalised away at Watford. Out from Anthony Patterson. Mayenda wrestling, and he's got his leg in the way, and Mayenda's off again. Eliza Mayenda for Sunderland. Patrick Roberts!
Safe.
Watson.
Yeah, does well again. It steals it off Rob Dickey, big centre-back, doesn't he? And again, just leaves it there for Patrick Roberts to step onto it. Maybe not quite in the corner as much as he would have liked. Credit to O'Leary, we see it better from this angle now. And then there, yeah, see, it's central of the goal, isn't it? And then Tommy Watson on the follow-up.
It's Mayenda, though, again.
Yeah. You see the fear there. As soon as he steals the ball, they're backing off him again to the edge of the box.
McCrory drops it off. Williams. Williams gets it back. It's Tanner. 2 minutes will be added on at the end of this first half. Defended by Chris Mepham. Locals groaning a bit. They're frustrated. Earthy goes across, as does Dan Neil, who turns him and comes out with the ball and then looks for the forward pass for Elias Mayenda. Couldn't get there on this occasion.
It's good from Dan Neil, good positioning, good composure as well. And you see that it's difficult, it's almost needle in a haystack. Got to drop it onto Mayenda with 3 or 4 red shirts around him there. Come again, Bristol City.
In from Pring, searching cross. McCrory meets it at the far post. The assistant hasn't given it. Yep, I think it will be a goal kick.
Here's a threat, isn't he, coming in the far side. McCroney, you see there, gets the run again on Leo Gell. I think he just gets a touch onto McCroney, does enough.
Manning having a word with the 4th official, who's Andy Davies, this afternoon. Things considered, Danny, if they were to go in with this scoreline, pretty impressive from a Sunderland point of view.
Yeah, no, been a big 45 minutes, hasn't it? Be full of confidence, the boys. They know it's another big shift they've got to put in the second 45 as well, of course, but credit so far.
I think does enough to hold off the Sunderland player. I think the referee was waiting to give
that.
Yeah. This will be the final chance of the half for Bristol City anyway. It's Rob Dickey, he's looking to unlock with that forward pass. Forced out again by those blue shirts of Sunderland. Blackburn Rovers have taken the lead against Millwall. Rob Dickey. McCrory with the cross. 9 with the header. And that's half-time.
Whistle, yeah. No, it's been a big 47 minutes, hasn't it, for Sunderland. Say early disappointment. Trey Hume picking up the straight red. They've had to dig in at times, but that man there, a little bit of magic, picks the ball up in his own half. We've seen it from him before, and the fear in the defenders. And against the odds, against the possession stats, Sunderland have got themselves in front at the break.
Yes, it's another kind of test this afternoon, which they are currently on top of. On Good Friday on SAFC Live, broadcasting around the world to Sunderland fans, wherever they may be. This is Hirakawa's first touch. He's down and crossed it. His first involvement. McCrory. It's hooked clear by Patrick Roberts.
Yeah, you see Hirakawa straight away there, going on the outside, isn't he? Trying to put ball into the box. Deep cross. Come again, Bristol City.
Hirakawa. Earthy drops it off for Zach Viner. Williams. Well, there's a few players gone down.
Yeah, Luke O'Neill was between 2 Bristol City players there, bit of contact on the first one. It's Naki Wells, and then Pring come in behind Luke O'Neill.
See how this develops, because Mepham has to cover, and then Patterson's clearance gets a touch. Now Watson. Enzo Lefebvre.
Ball in behind there. A little bit of space for Chris Rigg. Yeah, just drop into the space for Patrick Roberts. Tried to be a little bit too precise with the pass.
Crory. Earthy. Stays in possession, Earthy. And the ball comes across, but well read by Dan Neil, who looks for Elias Mayenda. He's trying to turn Rob Dickey, and he was almost away there again. Yeah,
he had a yard in, and then Rob Dickey almost snuck up on him there, took the ball off him.
Crory. Earthy. Earthy thinks about the shot. McCrory drags it. Roberts looking for an out. That would be Elias Mayenda. And Mayenda's off again here.
3v2.
And he's been taken out.
Down. Oh, Tommy, yeah, out of shot there, but it was 3v2, and I think Tommy Watson's in as Patrick Roberts receives the ball. We'll see it back now.
Well, first card for a Bristol City player.
But again, just see it again, they get in a bit of a mess, and a couple of them end up on the floor. And here now, looking at this, and then if Patrick just, Yeah, Tommy Watson's a little bit deeper there, but picks it up and drives at the last man for a 2v1.
It's Pring who gets the yellow. A few Sunderland fans inside the ground shouting for the red, but slightly different circumstances.
No, it's not a red card, no, not at all. It's a yellow.
What are we watching here? It's Wells claiming that he was pushed by Luke O'Nien.
On that replay, yeah, Luke O'Nien involved, wasn't he? So he played either side of him.
Coventry City 2, West Bromwich Albion 0. Big game there. Sunderland throw, and they've taken it quickly. Rig on the ball there, gives it to Patrick Roberts. Roberts goes again, looking for Rig. Gets there again, Patrick Roberts. The big challenge comes in, and it had to be. Roberts was thinking about firing it. And this is Naki Wells. Murphy. Knight. McCrory. Good cross.
Whether it sat up on him, but as you see, yeah, it's right underneath it. It's good though from Sunderland to say on the turnover, you see him getting back in there. Midfielders as well, having to put a real shift in, help the lads out at the back. Just wondering, they've made one change at the break there, Liam Manning, but from a Sunderland point of view, with that game on Monday in mind as well, how long will Regis give it before he looks at his bench?
Slips as he dispatches the goal kick. Knight. This is McCrory. Back to Williams. Now McCrory. Williams thinks about the cross. Looking for Earthy. Earthy stands one up, out from Chris Mepham. No messing about.
Just got to squeeze up here now. I know it's difficult, but you've got to keep the legs going. You see Sunderland there as the ball goes back. Got to bump the midfield out a little bit as well. Williams and Knight trying to dictate things edge of the box.
Pring. Dickey moves it on. Hirakawa. Gets it back. And it's a familiar setup. Passage of play. We saw a lot of in the first half. McCrory. Stopped by Mepham, cleared. Start again.
Yeah, just have a look at their setup, and they've sent McCronio to that left-hand side, who's naturally right-footed. You think, obviously, Pring out there with his left foot, and they're getting a yard, put balls in behind. They've obviously brought Hirakawa on this right-hand side for that reason, but every time McCronio receives it on that far side, he's got to chop back onto his right foot.
As Fair just overplays it. Bristol City get possession back. Chris Rigg goes to meet it. And from Bird. Helder gets something on it. Jump from Chris Rigg. Sure Williams will get there. Something like pedestrian pace on the edge of the Sunderland area. Looking for gaps. Earthy. And Fair gets an important touch. Knight. That comes off Tommy Watson. Clear corner.
As I say, it is walking pace, isn't it, up to the edge of the box. Bristol City to pass it round there, playing with a little bit of tempo now.
Been taken quickly. Hirakawa. Whipped in. Getting closer. Earthy. Something can't clear it. Maybe O'Nien can now.
Yeah, can't get out. Difficult, isn't it? keep possession. A few passes in, it's coming back.
Swansea have taken the lead against Hull City. Hirakawa. Knight. Clips one, looking for McCrory. Defended by Dan Neil on that occasion. It comes back though. Referee immediately waves away the penalty.
A few shouts there, weren't there? Certainly from the fans.
Hirakawa. Knight. McCrory meets it. Earthy. An opportunity for Wells.
Good block.
Brilliant stop by Chris Mepham. Now Hirakawa. It's Bird. Shot.
No.
Wide.
Stuck with his feet, ends up on the deck there. But yeah.
Sunderland can't get out.
No, they can't get out. Stuck in there. Defensive third, aren't they? See, ball keeps coming back in there. A couple of good blocks. Chris Mepham outstanding again. A great block. At half time, I just thought I'd have a look at half time, and I think, you know, Patrick Roberts and both him and Tommy Watson, I'd maybe look at, is it a penalty? Not sure. He goes down looking for it. Enzo Lefebvre has a word, but yeah, I was looking to the bench there. Maybe Alan Brown coming on for Patrick on that right hand side, and move Enzo out, bring Alan Brown on, and you know, Alexic, just sort of dogged players in there really who are going to get around the pitch for you, to enjoy the defensive side of the game a little bit more as well, because we've got nothing at this moment going forward.
We'll see in the next minute or so, as early as we see Regis make changes, really. 55 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say this time last week he made a couple, didn't he?
So Enzo enter. Drilled in, stopped by Lefebvre. Oh, the shot from distance goes in!
There we go. Well, it's the death, isn't it? I said in the first half, we're happy with the centre-back striking from there, and it is Rob Dickey from 25-30 yards, comes out to him there, no pressure, and it's a firm side foot really, isn't it? Finds the top corner. Anthony Patterson watching it, sail into that top corner, and they're back on level terms.
Let's watch this back from this angle, it'll be a good one. Lefebvre with the initial clearance, goes to Rob Dickey, takes a touch out.
Lovely finish, isn't it?
Finish. Not from a Sunderland point of view though.
No chance for Anthony Patterson either.
Front line on doing it. Take things into your own hands.
Exactly, yeah. Well, he had one in the first half and say 1 or 2 strikes, and naturally you do so, don't you? You're happy with the centre-back striking it from there, but give him credit, it's a lovely finish that. So he's not thrashed at it, he's just guided it into the top corner. I said they've started really well, Bristol City, they forced us back. They did in the first half, but they've moved the ball a little bit quicker. It's going to be a long 35-40 minutes or so for Sunderland. If we can't keep hold of possession, we haven't really put 3-4 passes together so far. Lost possession again.
Faye gets it back only momentarily though, and then Bristol City come forward. Bird is trying to get on the end of this one. It's a bit of a mix-up between Hjelde and Mepham, and in the end they make the right decisions. It'll be a Sunderland goal kick.
It does well in the end, Leo Hjelde.
It's Bird who almost got between them. He's looking for a change there behind him. Moved forward, stopped by Leo Hjelde, sends it back. Looking for Eliza Mayende. Dickey's there with the header. Luke O'Nien is for Sunderland. Cameron Pring. Loose from him. Patrick Roberts runs at him. Rigg goes across to help. The ball's already gone. And George Earthy picks it up for Bristol City. Mepham, important interception, holds him up.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I've listed a few, and Joe's back amongst the subs as well this afternoon. How long does he feel he can give Joe? Maybe looking at half an hour. We'll see. I don't think he will give his energy in the middle of the park.
Williams. Zach Viner up from the back. Hirakawa. Back to Viner. Cross comes in. It's a low one. It's an opportunity.
Got the wrong referee again. They want the penalty, Bristol City.
Well, but everyone was appealing except Max Bird.
Bird, yeah. I think it's one of those where he thinks about going down. The challenge does come in. It just gets away from him. I think it's Dan Neil on the slide, and then here.
Oh, he's dived.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, watch Dan Neil's foot. Pulls out of it, and then he goes down.
Yeah. Not enough in that at all. Bristol City players like to send it off, getting around the referee, trying to force the decision. Yeah, the changes happening now. 3 there waiting to come on for Sunderland.
Well, got to defend this first. Good thinking, well read by Chris Meppen. We're going to see the triple sub. Not just yet. If you can't see those numbers down.
Yeah, Job was 1. I seen the 7.
I think it's all Lexic's number, but let's confirm that in a moment as McCrory crosses it. Hirakawa gets something onto it. Lafay. Watson pulls out. Hirakawa. Viner can spell this for Bristol City. They've not let in this second half, really. Bird. Shot from distance. It's earthy. It's deflected. It's a corner.
Yeah, Alamo back there, isn't it? No breather for the lads at the back. Keep coming. Let's say the link-up's been better, and they've just moved the ball a little bit sharper in this second half. Bristol City.
Back. And we've got Bristol City's goal. 54th minute.
Interesting game. Was it last week against Portsmouth where he scored, then he scored an own goal, then he scored another one later on? I think it was a 2-2.
It's a deep one.
Oh.
Viner heads over.
Yeah, well, freebie round the back as well.
I think it was Dickey who got the touch, wasn't it? Back in.
Yeah. Look here at the far post. Look, the 8 there and the 16 are in each other's way. Not dealing with the situation. It's one thing from open play, but again, set pieces, got to be organised back there, switched on, and we're not. Get away with it.
Enzo Lafay is coming off. That looks like Abdul Samed. We'll get there. And Wilson Isidore is going to come on as well.
Yeah, and Job as well, yeah. Triple substitution. Makes sense, Enzo. Hour under his belt. I say difficult one for him to get involved. He's had a couple of good moments, hasn't he? A bit of composure, but difficult one for him to
Riggy's coming off.
Take control of. Yeah, I think Chris Rigg's done quite well actually out of possession. He's put a good shift in getting around the pitch, covering some good distances. Patrick Roberts as well. Third one making changes, and that one makes sense. I thought it might have happened at half time, as I said. If you're thinking about Monday against Blackburn, if you want Patrick to go again.
Well, there we are, our mark. 3 changes for Sunderland. A return to the side for Job. We saw Salis Abdul Samed come on last week. Of course, Wilson Isidore, never present this season. Burnley have gone ahead against Watford. This is Bird, clips one into the middle. It's pretty much a free header in the end for Naki Welch. Can't generate the power.
Well, it's just behind him, isn't it? He has to sort of twist his neck onto it. You see, good build-up play again. Miner just slips it in. Stood up there. Yeah, straight into the gloves of Anthony Patterson. Mienda's gone up to that right hand side, hasn't he? Isidore through the middle.
And from Vine, it'll be a Sunderland throw. In an advanced position. Never been in this territory in the second half. These are the games, though, if you're on the home side and the 10-man side are get sight of goal and they take it.
Yeah, but it'd be a blow for them. Obviously, results going on elsewhere. I think Coventry were winning, weren't they? And then they've got themselves back on level terms now, and they've been right in this second half. The team you expect to go on and try and get the winner, but Sunderland, you'd expect them to have at least one moment in this second half. But ball retention's got to be better as well. I know, listen, you're a man down, you're not 3 men down. At some stage, you've got to get hold of the ball and get a few passes in and be brave.
This is Williams. Knight. It's a back. Familiar area for him. Viner now. Hirakawa. Oh. Everyone hadn't done from Bird. Stoke are winning 2-0 at home to Sheffield Wednesday. The season to forget for Stoke. But
yeah, well, big result last week. They won 1-0, didn't they? Was it against Cardiff, possibly? But yeah, back-to-back wins, and that gets them going in the right direction, away from that relegation zone.
Blackburn 4, Millwall 1. Looks like it could be done. However, I did watch that Manchester United match last night.
Yeah, ridiculous that, wasn't it?
Slightly different game today between Bristol City and Sunderland. It's McCrory. To roll the delivery. Man with an easy header. It's Max Bird, increasingly involves Max Bird in his second half.
Yeah, they work it well, but again, it's McCrory down there. You can see he's a little bit tentative with that left foot, isn't he, on the delivery. And this one into Bird, difficult one. Job's out there, a couple of yards in front of him, pressing, trying to guide it into that top left corner. Is it? Yep. Anthony Patterson just taking too long on the goal kick.
Stopped by O'Nien.
Yeah, got to get hold of it there. I know he's into the game now, Wilson, but he knows the situation we're in there. Ball coming up to him, got to stick it for his team.
Max Bird. Viner has gone on the overlap. He goes inside. This is Cameron Pring. Williams. Now Viner again. Tommy Watson. Yelder. Needs some help. Watson's there. This is Job. Now Tommy Watson. Back to Job. So he'll string some passes together. As Mayenda dispossessed. McCrory. Well read though. Mayenda gets it back. Mayenda looking for Wilson Isidore, but they've connected. Mayenda stays on his feet.
Take him on.
Mayenda trying to get around.
No, it's
Cameron
good
Pring.
defending.
Oh, he slipped. Oh, he's back in there for a moment.
Yeah, does well, just gets his body across. Mayenda as he tries to go on the outside. Almost let him back in, losing his footing.
Good involvement from Job though.
Yeah,
Passage of play.
yeah. Again, the tight areas there. That's what you've got to deal with it. You know, they're pressing, trying to steal it back off us high up the pitch there. Better from Sunderland.
Moved on by Dickey. This is Hirakawa. Stopped by Leo Hjelder, and that'll be Bristol's 4th corner of the afternoon.
He was half asking for a penalty there, Hirakawa, for a moment off the referee.
Just feeling something. Ball's clipped in. Floats in. McCrory's contact was stopped on the line from Leo Hjelder, I think it was.
Yeah, again, it's another freebie at the far post, isn't it, on the half volley, I think, and then Hjelder switched on, does well.
Punch from Anthony Patterson this time. Bristol build up another opportunity. Earthy. 4-2 in that game there, the bottom of your screen as the ball's floated in once again. Passing comes, gets something on it, gets enough on it, and then claims it.
Does well in the end, yes. A way swinger, isn't it, going away from him there, and just gets the gloves on it in time. Here's that one again, see, the far post. May end the switches off. Yeah, he's ball watching, switches off, and then on the volley, maybe hit the post, but is it on target? I'm not sure either way. Leo Hjelder does well. Switched on.
From Patterson. This is everyone. Max Bird. Held up by Job. Loose from Pring. He does get there. Williams. Rob Dickey. Cries a shoot, and he does.
Yes, a little bit excited after his strike to level things up 10 minutes or so ago, Rob Dickey. I'd say even though they've been better setting off Bristol City and they got back into the game and they moved it quick, I think the one criticism I would have at the same time, they've been a little bit impatient. See there, just too many efforts from distance, maybe 25 yards out when it's not really on, just instead of looking for that extra pass or the opening where one of the Sunderland players switches off or gets a bit leggy and can't quite get there.
Chasing this one. It's going to go though. Sunderland in no hurry to do these things, so will frustrate the home crowd. Of course, as a Sunderland fan, you always want to see 3 points, but points still good in these circumstances. And there's Mehmeti and Twine who are going to come on in a moment. You mentioned them at half-time, Danny.
Yeah, especially Twine. I think he's sort of getting him on the ball around the box. He's a threat, and obviously Mehmeti, leading scorer, 12 goals for Bristol City. So not a bad couple of substitutions to have in this situation.
Williams makes way for Scott Twine. Bird goes off. It's Mehmeti to place in.
Mehmeti seems to go left-hand side, just off Naki Wells.
Hirakawa drops it off, gets a forward position himself. This is Knight. Options left and right. Goes to the left-hand side for Pring. Straight down the middle.
Yeah, again, distance, isn't it? Not a bad strike, but again, straight at Anthony Patterson in the centre of his goal. He'd be happy with that.
Yeah, Anthony Patterson will take his time. Still yet to see a double yellow card.
Yeah, we have to be careful though, won't he? I mean, he'll have a warning off the ref, and those fans will let him know.
From Yalda. By O'Nien. Headers from Pring. Goes out to McCrory. He's got lots of space ahead of him if he wants to exploit it. Hirakawa. His cross charged down. Yelda. Viner will cross. It's a low one.
It's got to be better. Viner, centre back, stepping in there. Time and space. Poor delivery.
Knight. Hirakawa. Players waiting. Comes of Wilson Isidore. The Patterson will take his time over this. And from Chris Mepham. Penalising my end again on the end of it. Just over the top of him.
Sally's touched the ball since he come on. Wilson's maybe had half a touch, hasn't he?
He's just involved.
Jones had one or two, but yeah, obviously come on, screening balls into the front players of Bristol City.
There's another Sunderland player down there getting some instructions. Half stripped. We'll see another change soon. Oh, 9 does enough. This is Tommy Watson.
Got to be better. I know he struggled to get into the game, Tommy, but their ball retention's got to be better. Your team working hard off the ball. You can't give it away like that.
He does get it back though for Sunderland, Watson.
Better.
Someone's stuck in this position at the moment. Opportunity here from Mehmeti. Comes out.
Yeah, don't deal with it. A couple of opportunities to clear the ball there. It drops to McCrory in the end. Smashes it under Anthony Patterson. Bristol City ahead. It does feel like it's been coming, hasn't it, since the second half. Say they got themselves back into it early on. A lot of ball coming into that box. We'll just have a look at it here now. Ball threaded in. Let's say Earthy's been quite lively in this second half, but here now somebody's got to switch on there. Receives that ball there. We've got 4 or 5 shirts in the middle. Job with a heavy touch. Doesn't deal with it. Don't know if he's trying to cushion it to Luke O'Nien or it just pops off him. Either way, have a look. I think he's trying to kill it there. It just pops off him there. Brody just steps onto it, smashes it under Anthony Patterson. Bristol City. Oh, it's a little deflection as well off Job as well. So double whammy for Job there coming off the bench, isn't it? But he won't mind. He's got his side in front and what could be a big 3 points.
Alan Brown has come on. I think was that Eliza Mayenda?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I think we were trying to make that substitution just as all that was happening.
Yeah, as it was last week. We had a couple waiting, didn't we, and conceded against Swansea from a free kick.
Mayenda departs, and I guess a positive from today was he took his goal brilliantly.
Yeah, and a couple of other moments as well, didn't he, where he managed to steal the ball off the centre backs and driving forward the one for Patrick Roberts to get the strike away as well. But
that was no audition for the playoffs. He's done himself no harm at all. Eliza Mayenda this afternoon.
Yeah, and at some stage, obviously, he's going to make a decision, isn't he? Regis Lebris, who he goes with in the playoffs. And at this moment in time, for me, I would say Elijah Mayenda's in the driving seat.
Well, it's Wilson Isidore who's on the pitch for Sunderland. leading the line there. It's Alan Brown goes over to that side. There's Elias Miranda. Well-earned bottle of water. Salis Abdul Samed. Now to Job. Out-muscled Tommy Watson. Viner. He's down. Joby's fouled. Snacky Wells went down. Well, the home fans are enjoying this now. It's been a tough watch for them as well, though.
They've been nervy, a few nails getting bitten there, certainly in that first half as well. And yeah, credit to Bristol City. Come out second half, straight on the front foot, forced us back. We've really struggled to get out of any possession whatsoever, and they've taken their opportunities. And with what, 12 minutes plus stoppages, can they see the game through?
So they need to create something in this second half, and the chances for Sunderland have been few and far between. It's been an uphill task since the 6th minute when Trey Hume was sent off for a straight red card. A foul on Naki Wells. People will argue, was he through on goal? If the last man, was there going to be a cover?
Yeah, again, we'll have another look at it after the game, debrief it and see what's what. But yeah, we're just getting ourselves. I go back to Luke. Yeah, I think he's got to go and win the header. It's almost like he feels he's got to go and challenge Naki Wells, but I think step off in there, just get you jumping, win the header, and it's dealt with. And then when he doesn't do that, we're not set. It'll be a booking for Kjelda.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. The Bristol Bears play at Ashton Gate.
Yeah,
That would place them one of those games. George Earthy's name has just been read out. I wonder if there's a substitution taking place, or it's just been given a match up. There's a substitution. So the man on loan from West Ham departs. And that is Marcus McGuane.
he's been better setting off. Earthy busy trying to get on the ball in and around the edge of the box, hasn't he?
Both teams have made 4 substitutions. Hirakawa. Deep one. O'Neill gets something on it. It's a corner.
You can see where they brought him on at half-time. Hirakawa, you see, looks like sort of your traditional winger, goes on the outside and stands the ball up. He's put 3 or 4 balls in. See, in that first half, they were trying thread balls edge of the box, wasn't quite happening. More ball in from the width this second half.
There is Hirakawa. McCrory. Watson can't clear it. Comes back. Shot goes in, just over the top.
Yeah, his reaction says it all, doesn't it? Naki Wells. Don't deal with it. Tommy has a bit of a slash at it, doesn't clear it. Just set for Wells there. He'd be disappointed there. It's a lovely set for him just to stride onto it and try and find that far corner, but gets underneath it.
Well, Kjelda's going off, and that's Joe Anderson. Red outing for Joe. That's Sunderland's final sub.
Yeah, I think Regis is well looking at that because he's just picked up a yellow card as well. Yeah. So just in case he mistimes the challenge late on and we pick up another sending off. Already short at the back. And he'll be thinking about what he does at the weekend. Monday, in terms of numbers at the back with Trey Hume missing. Don't really want to see Dan Neil dropping back in there, playing at centre back again.
Hirakawa. Naki Wells. Bristol well on top in this game. So McGuinn. Viner.
Key ball, isn't it, for Bristol City? Try and get those Sunderland players to come out of their slots, come hunting for the ball, then look for that little pass in behind.
McGuinn steps through a couple of those blue shirts. Viner's wide if they can find him. Equally on the other side, Crawley has got the winning goal so far. Looking for Mehmeti. It's McCrory. At least one picked up by Joe Anderson. Knight. Sunderland chasing shadows at the moment here, Danny.
Yeah. As you say, if they do want to try and get something from the game, they've got to come out and try and take the ball off Bristol City on the counter.
Sunderland fans, you can hear, a long old trip for those supporters. A shorter trip for those supporters here at the Stadium of Light. Of course, fans watching all around the world here on SAFC Live as Hirakawa gets it, puts an early ball in. Joe Anderson clears it. Is he fouled? Yes, he is. $25,000 inside Ashton Gate. It's pretty close. They can only hold about 26.5 officially.
Yeah, decent. Say they built the ground up, haven't they, in recent years?
They
Decent enough size now, so they play rugby in there as well, don't they? So
Bristol Bears, and of course Steve Lansdowne is the chairman. Agrees Lansdowne. They've got money as well. It's a big opportunity for Bristol to be in with a chance of playing Premier League football. Mehmeti comes out with the ball and play carries on. Mehmeti shoots!
oh,
That wasn't too far away.
yeah, he does well, doesn't it? I think it's Alan Brown he comes into contact with. We'll see it back now. Now it's Chris Mepham. I don't think it's a foul at all, no. Maybe loses his foot in. Mehmeti, say leading scorer, just chops inside. Salih Samed looking for that far corner. Just gets underneath it a bit, doesn't he? Oh, not far away.
Just flies off at the last minute. Preston 1, QPR 1. Four minutes left of normal time. Job gets his body in the way. Anderson plays it inside to Salih Abdul Samed.
Yeah.
That's a great touch from him. Salih Abdul Samed still going. Now Alan Brown. Abdul Samed gets it back for Sunderland. In from Alan Brown. Attacked.
Yeah.
Wilson doesn't get the corner.
The corner, isn't he? Yeah, Luke O'Neill in there as well, but good break. Does well there, Samed. Driving forward with possession, just sets it back for Alan Brown. Not a bad delivery. He just tries to get across Rob Dickey there. Can't get enough direction on it, Wilson Isidore.
He looks sharp there, Salih Abdul Samed.
Yeah, good link-up play, a little give and go, wasn't it, as well? And strides into the space with it.
Max O'Leary. Now he's taking his time with these things. Wilson Isidore. Can find a Sunderland shirt. Hirakawa caught late there, I think, by Joe Anderson.
Yeah,
Slightly
fraction
some
late, wasn't
touches.
he, coming in yet? I think the referee's keeping his cards in his pocket.
right. Hirakawa. Dan Neil coming together with the Bristol player Naki Wells there. Joe Anderson late again. I think he's going to get a yellow.
For him.
He's claiming he didn't do anything, but Naki Wells is on the ground. And Joe Anderson gets a yellow card.
Yeah, well, he just won a moment ago, didn't he? No, not a lot of minutes. Let's see it back in here now. A little bit, isn't it? I think Naki Wells, to say, just makes the most of it on the touchline.
I think he'll be okay. Naki Wells. There's the Sunderland fans you can hear down there.
Yeah. As I say, a long goal trip for him. Disappointing, isn't it? Been a long goal, 90 minutes.
Dickey, important goal from him. Abdul Samed competing for the ball. The referee is going to give a foul for that. Slightest of tugs, but it's enough to bring down Scott Twine.
He just put his body in there, Twine, didn't he? Someone had a couple of goes at him.
Comes back several millimetres. Inside the 90th minute. We wait added time. Twiney stands over it. It is. He can hit them, but he chooses McCrory. Almost running the clock down here, Bristol City, but they've had these passages of play all game.
Yeah. Well, the pass count will be ridiculous compared to ourselves, and as I said, we probably had 15%, 20% maximum second half. That's to be expected.
3 minutes added on as Tommy Watson steals it for Sunderland. Can he release it? He's too slow.
Yeah, it's not been Tommy's afternoon. I know it's been a difficult shift for him, but he's been caught in possession far too often. It just doesn't look like he's got that zip at the minute, Tommy. I know he's come back from injury,
yeah.
but, and as I said there, with Romain being out, that's his position. Moving forward, building into the playoffs, but he's got to be doing more.
We understand and hope that Romain Mundle will be back in a couple of fixtures' time.
Substitution for Bristol City, leaving the field on number 2.
Well, Ross McCrory, he's got the winning goal at the moment. He's making way.
Yeah, shifted out to that left-hand side in the second half, and so just a loose touch from Joe, wasn't it? And he stepped onto it, smashed it in. Little deflection as well, but he'll be delighted.
Hayden Roberts comes on. Make that all substitutions done unless we get a concussion. Forward from Joe Anderson, easily cut out by Hirakawa. Over the top now. Salis Abdul Samed is back there. Just rolling off Naki Wells, who finds a pass inside to Scott Twine. 3 minutes added on. He's played 2. Isidore is dispossessed. There's a one last chance for Sunderland. Alan Brown believes so. He's run over there to take this throw in. Luca Nine's with him. Salis Abdul Samed. Alan Brown. He's going to have to go in. Well, 20 seconds of the minimum suggested added time. This is Tommy Watson. Gets round Hirakawa. Joe Anderson with the cross. Give the chest of Alan Brown. And that might be that.
Yeah, difficult one. It's Joe Anderson plays the ball in. It's almost behind. Got to come away from goal, you see. And there, just tries to kill it. Just comes off his chest into the gloves of Max O'Leary. And as you say, that'll be that, you'd imagine. Back-to-back defeats for the Black Cats.
Join us in the post-game programme. We'll go through all the action from the game, all those big decisions. Great goal from Elias Mayenda. But they've come up short here, Sunderland. It's defeat on the road for the Black Cats.